Future State, Immortal Wonder Woman. Fucking awesome. I'm just gonna bury the lead right now. This is awesome. This was so cool. Everything about this book was awesome to read and just explore. I think this timeline is really far in the future, so it has no effect on whatever's happening in the other Future State stuff. So I'm liking it even more for that. This is Becky Cloonan first starting to get into her whatever she's going to be doing for her Wonder Woman run when this is done. So I'm like, hell yeah, let's go. First off, Jen Bartel, her artwork is so good. It is absolutely breathtaking. The colors, the backgrounds, everything about it is just so good. Probably one of my favorite looking books out right now. It is gorgeous in every step of the word. I think it looks incredible. I love it so much. So we open up this book. Diana is walking down the steps to this tomb of some place. We don't really know what it is, but we see some monitors and some chairs, and we're suddenly starting to realize this is probably something from the past of our DC history. As it keeps going down, we hear her just kind of talking to herself like, you know, an own personal Hades. This place trapped to keep the boy from growing and becoming something else. Even the bats are gone. And we see Diana moving some rocks, and she's looking at the case where there was Batman and Robin. We are in the Batcave, and suddenly the ghost of Bruce Wayne in Batman's costume comes talking to her like, you know, Diana, all this stuff I've done, everything I've been through, I still have no regrets, and I wouldn't change any of it. I did my best. I tried to play the game the right way, and if that led me here, that led me here. And I never gave up on this city, and it never gave up on me. And that's why you can't give up on yourself either, Diana. You're the heart of us all. You've always been our heart. You are the one who has to keep going forward and fighting for the future. You're like, oh, that's really cool. In that moment alone, you get a great understanding of Becky Cloonan's take on Batman and Wonder Woman. So I'm like, yeah, let's see that. Diana decides she's going to take the utility belt, and she bursts from the Batcave and just flies into the sky, and she clips it onto herself, and we get a nice page just seeing the beautiful artwork in this book, and it looks so good. I'm loving this so much. Diana's looking to the stars, hoping there's something in this world that could help them. Maybe the gods would look down on what happened on this earth and believe they failed. Or maybe there's something more than that. She sees a couple glimmers in the sky, and she's like, there's something I have to do and go find. Now here comes the first surprising part of this book. Cut to Apocalypse. Barda is in the room with Darkseid, and she's like, dude, New Genesis is destroyed. Whatever destroyed it, it's coming to destroy us. We have to fight now. Orion bursts into the room. He's like, yo, Dad, like, now's not the time to be the emotionless dick you've always been. If we're to survive this, we have to go now. But the destruction's already here. We see like these creatures burst from the sky and attack them. Barda and Orion try to fight it, but they get kidnapped. And Darkseid's just like, huh, well, you know, Apocalypse was never meant to last. I guess this is our fate. And he tries to get taken away, but the thing is the anti-life equation. It doesn't really take him. It just kind of blasts him into space. And he's like, huh, this is new. Okay. His arms are just crossed as he blasts away, and that's kind of interesting. It's okay. It's not kind of interesting. It's really interesting. That's such a cool idea. I really like that. So back on Themyscira, we see Diana is talking to what's left of Swamp Thing, and he's become this like eternal tree thing, but he's dying. The green is dying, and they can't really save it anymore. The key to saving humanity in the world is pretty much we have to keep the green alive because the green represents hope. And I kind of like that. So Diana's like, I'm going to go save the world. You have to trust me, and I will be back for you, my friend. I'm sorry for all of this. Cut back to Apocalypse just floating through the sky. I like that we're getting some like inner monologue from Apocalypse. He's like, Earth, I never thought I'd go back to Earth, but I guess that's where I'm going now. I wonder how many of them survived. I guess I don't know. It's gonna be cool. I'm gonna be a young god again. Maybe I'll see what Earth gives me, and I'll be a cool ruler there. So Diana goes to this war council with some of the other Themyscirians still left alive, and they're all like, yo, Diana, like, there's some destruction coming and some stuff that's going to ruin the world, so maybe we should prepare for war. But Diana's like, we can't. We have to fight this to keep Swamp Thing alive. He's the key to all of this. So we need to keep him alive before anything bad happens. But all of them, they're ready to go to war. These ladies are just ready to fight, and I really like seeing that. It's really fun. I'm like, let's go. Let's enjoy some shit. And we get a page with like the world being destroyed by like these black-looking dragon creatures, and it's just Diana's monologue, like, you know, maybe they're right. Maybe I spent too much time looking after these mortals and trying to make everything better. And maybe this is the natural course of the world. Like, why are we even fighting to save ourselves or anything else? And I think that's pretty interesting. You know, this Diana, Something we see a lot with her as a character is this belief that she has to be the one to save the world, and sometimes you just can't. And if Bruce says you should at least try, and I kind of like that she's still clinging on to that hope. And hope is a big thing at DC. It's not just a Superman thing, I feel. It's a big thing at DC that they're always trying to find this right way to be hopeful and all that stuff. So I really like that. So Darkseid is just blasting through space, and he suddenly starts smiling because he sees, oh yeah, I guess there is one being left alive. And we see that it's Clark Kent. We're like, what the fuck? Okay, Clark Kent's still alive in this timeline? I'm on board. So a big meteor thing tries to come down and attack Themyscira, but Diana's like, we will fight this being. We are just going to fight to protect Swamp Thing, because if he dies, everything we're fighting for dies with it. So we'll be doing our best to keep him alive. So Diana blasts into the area where Darkseid and Superman are fighting, and Clark's on the ground. He's about to die, but Diana's just like, nope, and it starts going after Darkseid. We get some great action between those two. They're just fighting and getting some asses kicked. Diana starts to lose again, and in come the rest of the Amazons to take down Darkseid. But come on, what are they going to do to him? He just wipes them out easily, and Superman is just like, okay, I'm going to finish this, and now's the time to finish it. And as this story ends, we see Diana is next to the tree of Swamp Thing, and he's like, I'm sorry, Diana. If I'm going to die, I don't want to die alone. Can you stay with me? And we see that Superman's getting choked out by Darkseid in the background as Diana says goodbye to probably one of her last friends in the world. I mean, now it's just her and Clark, and you're like, oh, this is kind of sad. I like it. It's just so weird and interesting. Oh, it was such a good book. I really liked this one. The artwork was great. The writing was cool. Everything about it worked so perfectly. This timeline excites me because, like, who are the strongest beings in all of the DC Comics universe? Wonder Woman, Superman, Darkseid, and Swamp Thing. And they're like the 4 ones left alive. Swamp Thing is now dying. Superman looks like he's about to die. And we're seeing what happens to our immortal Wonder Woman. I really like this. I really enjoyed seeing this. Really fun stuff. But this book doesn't end there, because we got a Nubia backup, and we see Grail in this backup is trying to steal something from a museum, and in comes Nubia to fight her, and we get some nice action between the two of them. It looks pretty cool. It's like, I thought all you Amazons were off doing your own thing. I didn't expect you to come after me. And she's like, yeah, well, I am Wonder Woman. We get a nice splash page with Nubia in her Wonder Woman suit, the one that we've all become iconic with in this look so far. So they keep fighting. There's like a weird stone that Grail's trying to get, but Nubia picks it up and it like shows her like this vision of like destruction and war and these creatures, and you're like, what's going on here? So she drops it, and you see Grail escapes, but Nubia's like, I gotta find out what that means, and there's only one person I know who can help me. So she goes to this place called the Ebony Web, which is like a club. We see it's like a club for like magical people, and when she walks inside, you see like centaurs and griffins and all this stuff just chilling out, dancing in like a weird orgy of destruction. She goes to the back of the place, and there's Aunt Nancy, who is like, I'm going to assume like an older god type person, maybe. An Amazon, maybe. I don't know. They're just talking like, oh, I guess you're Wonder Woman now. I guess you haven't been home in a while. Well, we had to talk about your past and all this stuff. And, like, Nubia goes into, like, when she picked up the rock, she saw these visions of Aunt Nancy, and it's like, well, what did that mean? And it starts to come into play like, okay, here's the truth of everything that happened. You know, a long time ago, we built, like, these weapons that could protect the world from, like, destruction against the people that would try to destroy it. They became known as, like, these master keys, and there was, like, these powerful totems and stuff that could stop the world from getting to the hands of evil and destroying it. And before they did that, we buried it all on man's world so nobody could find them. But sadly, you motherfuckers started digging stuff up, and now they're all out in the world. And, like, okay. So how many of the totems are there? There's 9, 8 of them are missing. We got to find the last one before it's taken by Grail for whatever it is she's going to do. And as they're having that conversation, some weird portal just sucks up Nubia, and you're just like, okay, interesting. I wonder how that's going to play up. And Aunt Nancy's just like, ah, hell. So that's how that book ends. And I'm like, that's fun. I liked this book too. I think it's very interesting. Nubia is another type of Wonder Woman like Yara Fleur, who is very different than the ones we've seen before her. They're really playing into her as a character and her background, which I think is pretty cool and very exciting. And this Immortal Wonder Woman book, man, that book was just so cool, really awesome. I loved every second of it. I don't think there was a moment where I was like disappointed or upset with it at all. I think it's been really fun so far, and I'm liking what I'm seeing. I'm very impressed with both of these. And this book might be my favorite. I don't know. That Kara Zor-El Superwoman is really hard to beat, but this might be up there with that book. I don't know yet. We'll have to wait and see as time goes on which one I go back to more and more. But it's really good. I'm very excited to see what Becky Cloonan is going to be doing on the Wonder Woman book when this is done. Very excited. So, Future State, Immortal Wonder Woman, issue number 1. I am going to give a 9 out of 10. Now, thank you guys so much for watching this review. Be sure to like and subscribe to the channel. As always, you can check me out on Instagram, Patreon, Twitter, all that good stuff, and I will catch you in the next one. Have fun, stay safe, good luck.